Mark Terry, George, I think you asked to put this on the agenda.
Yes. One of the things that we are going to be faced with is the governor put a mandate out to the Auditor General for the state to audit all special taxing districts. That means water management districts, and it means every CRA and any special taxing district in the state. To date, there's been about 25 CRAs that have already been audited, and some of them have really screwed up because they did things that weren't in their plan. They didn't follow proper procurement procedures. They gave to nonprofits, and it wasn't tied to events or anything like that. So with this, I want to point out that we have put every one of our professional services out to bid at various times, and some of them have been out to bid multiple times. And if we were to have an audit right now by the Auditor General, they would look through our procurement policies and they would say, why is legal exempt? And they would say, how are they exempt? They're not exempt under statute. They're not exempt under your plan. And let me preface all this that I don't have a problem with our legal service. I happen to like Jim. I happen to like his firm. There are people in his firm that I admire and respect immensely. But what I'm saying is that we have to comply with our own procurement policies, and we have to be fair and consistent. And therefore, I think we have had 5 boards up here since the 7-member independent board. And at no time during those 5 boards did legal services ever go out to bid. And that's a violation of our procurement policies. And I'm not getting on staff. God knows Susan does a great job. We've had four years of clean audits. But when the Auditor General comes in, they don't just look at your financials. And I know this from talking to people in Hallandale, in Fort Myers, in Riviera Beach, in other CRAs, as well as talking to people at FRA. And FRA says, to avoid the appearance of any impropriety, you should have separate counsel than your city. Now, all I'm getting at here is, folks, we need to do the right thing. And so I make a motion that staff generate an RFP to be issued for legal services. I want Jim's firm to bid on it. I want other firms to bid on it. But I think that we need to do this to be consistent with our procurement policies and to be fair and objective. We pay out a lot over the years. If you add up what we've paid out through the years, off the top of my head, most recently we paid out $21,000 on just the Lisa Bright case to Jim's firm. And when you start looking at this, and the Auditor General is going to look at that stuff, and they're going to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's what I want. I want our CRA to be above reproach. I want ours to have the squeaky clean and to be the model for the state. We're up for 7 awards this year at FRA. I want to be coming back with hardware. I want to be dancing that last night at the party because we've earned it. We're doing a lot of positive stuff, and we don't need any little glitch screwing it up for us.
Okay, you got it. There's a motion. Is there a second? Let me get a second and we'll have discussion.
Okay.
Second. I have a motion, second. Discussion. Board Member Merker.
I listened very carefully to what fellow member Mr. Carajor said. I'd like to speak both as a member of the CRA and as a commissioner.
You need to speak as CRA here. Speak as both.
I retract that part.
Because that's double talk.
Okay. Personally speaking, and professionally speaking, as a commissioner now for 3 months, I sincerely thank Lori and Vivi and James for the help they've given me, and I'm assuming all the other members of the CRA who are new to this. They've taught me the ropes. They've been educating me, the ins and outs, and what I should know. I can't not speak for the other commissioners. I can only speak for myself that this has been a transitional period. It's an important period, and transition of 3 months is nothing. I feel very strongly because of what's going on, the cohesiveness, the positiveness of what's being written about us, we would be very foolish at this time to change. I thank, as I said, Lori and Vivi and James for their eloquence, their knowledge to help me perform as a professional. I understand Mark's statements, and I agree legally, but what I want, and that's not what's said emphatically enough, Mark, is the fact that because of our attorney here, nothing has gone wrong. I ask all the other commissioners before they vote, have they been educated? Have they been given the right information? Has our attorney been, I'll use the phrase, on top of us to make sure that we know what's going on? So I, as a member of the CRA, emphatically, indubitably, and definitely have been that satisfied with the help, the aid that James Sheroff has given myself, and I thank you.
Commissioner Costello.
Just a quick question. Why was the CRA attorney back in February 2007, when we had the separate attorney, let go back then, and when Jim's firm was hired at that time?
He chose to resign when the board changed.
He resigned.
He resigned.
Yeah.
Just resigned?
Yeah.
And so then we just, okay.
Yeah. When the board came, when the commission became the board, he resigned
For personal reasons.
to be with his family.
Right as
Oh,
knowledge.
just, yeah.
He did, too.
Hey, Board Member Hay.
Just to make it clear, we are not saying that we are dissatisfied with Jim's firm. As a matter of fact, I'm happy with it. But also, even though we haven't had one, we had a close call here recently, and I just feel that based on what Board Member Carrigeorge said and stated, there's something that we need to get above board and just be upfront with it, that we have followed the course, and I just feel that it needs to be put out for RFP, and we need to go that direction. That way we can really stick our chests out and know that we have followed all the guidelines. So again, Jim's firm ought to put in for it, and that's where I stand on it.
Can I just
Costello.
a quick statement? So the issue here is not that it's that we haven't been putting it out for bid. Is that correct? Is that that's the only thing?
That's the bottom line, is that we're not in compliance with our own
Compliance with the bidding
procurement policies.
procurement. And so Jim's firm could put it
Almost
in,
definitely. In fact, I want him to put in.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I'm dissatisfied with Jim's firm.
Okay.
Just the opposite. What my concern is,
Okay.
my concern is that we're leaving ourselves open to criticism from the Auditor General and from the state,
All right.
and that's what I want to avoid.
we got that.
noted. Thank you.
Yeah, we got that right. Mr. Ken, did you want to say something?
The only thing I have to say is this is very similar to the Wi-Fi issue. We, basically by law or by procedure, we could not support that, and by our own procedures here, we have to go out for RFP.
I'll just say that at the CRA conference that we referred to earlier, that this issue came up and was asked what was their recommendation as far as having the same attorney for the city and for the CRA, and they said while they were aware of those situations and that sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't, but their recommendation was that it would be you should have a separate, that the same attorney, a legal firm should not represent both parties because there's a possibility of a conflict of interest in some cases. But that was the recommendation of the conference we sat through, if you remember, if you recall what was said. Mr. Fitzpatrick.
I'd like to ask Lisa Bright, how are other CRAs? I had Lisa Bright on my mind. Oh, that was a while ago.
You mean Vivian Brooks?
Yeah, what's your name? All right. I'd like to ask Vivian.
I'll talk to you later.
By the way, it's a long distance
What's
call.
the trend for other CRAs?
The ones I know, Lake Worth has an independent, they have a separate lawyer. Delray has a separate lawyer. West Palm does not, and Riviera does. Those are the ones I know locally that I'm aware of.
All right. My other question about the Lisa Bright case: is there any chance that the city and the CRA will be at opposite ends on the same?
No, we're represented by the insurance firm's attorney. That's
So it just worked out that we don't
right.
but that would be a possible situation. Does the city or CRA attorney have anything he wants to comment on?
The city was initially a party to the Lisa Bright lawsuit and was immediately dismissed as not being a proper party defendant to it.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah. Chuck had nothing to do with that, but you could thank him for many, many other things.
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Can I just say one thing, please?
Point of information: could you restate the motion?
Mr. Carrier, would you like to restate your motion?
Yes, my motion was to go out to RFP for legal services, to have staff draft the RFP.
There was a second. Okay, go ahead. Discussion was
Short
over.
and sweet. The statement was just made. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That's in everything. That's with employees, that's with business, and it's obviously with political leaders. We sometimes get elected and we sometimes don't. So in summation, what I'm saying is I am voting yes for this because if it is deemed legal to do this, I concur, but my statement before was positive because of, I can only speak for myself, the positiveness that our attorney has given us, taking the time, actually, again, I'll only speak for myself, actually holding me by the hand to make sure I understood. And it's, to me, greatly appreciated. And I thank you.
All in
Chairman.
favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? So the motion is unanimous. Yes. Did you
Chair,
have-
can I ask if August would be okay to bring this back? Would that
Fine
be
with me.
okay?
Fine with me.
Okay.
August,
Thank
we'll
you.
come back in August. Thank you. Okay, it takes us to the Executive Director's Report, which is a project status update. That's, you have that in your backup. Any questions on that, or did you want to comment on anything?
I do. I want to let you know that Margie Walsh will be leaving us. Our marketing director is she's going to North Carolina too. I don't know what's going on.
Whoa.
Yeah, what's going on in North Carolina?
We said Heather was the last one out the door, okay? You're not allowed to go.
She got a better offer. She's getting married and she's relocating. So
What part of North Carolina, Margie?
Congratulations.
Oh, nice.
Greensboro.
yeah, so she's done a great job with helping us with our branding and our marketing and a lot of our new stuff that you've seen. Margie's had her hand in that. So we really appreciate the job she's done, and we're going to miss her very much and her very good sense of humor.
Margie, if I may, when would be your last day of service? You're going to be missed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, the quality of work, the caliber of work is going to be tough to equal. And so whoever comes in, they got some damn big shoes to fill. And truly, I'm going to really miss you, dear.
It'll be our loss and their gain.
Yeah, I think from the whole board, we're definitely going to miss you. We wish you the very best, and congratulations and many happy years. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, Vice Mayor, and board members, and go Heat.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes.
this meeting's adjourned.
Yes.